Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Monday workout, and this is the Monday of the week before a testing week or a max out week, which is the culmination of an 18-week training block. So we will be going a little bit lighter this week in terms of what I recommend for you in the intensity that you put into each of the workouts. So today, for instance, is an all lifting day. I've got some recommended percentages. We're gonna go heavy on a handful, like literally like a handful of back squats. And that's the main focus for the day. So we're preparing ourselves for a good, successful testing week next week. All right. So any workout that I give you, if you go like absolute red line, max intensity, you can make it a very challenging workout. But this week, I'm asking for you, if you want to get the best out of next week, is just dial back maybe 20-30% this week. Okay. So do all the workouts, continue your normal routine as you normally would, but this is just a little bit of a taper. That's all it is, okay? So for today, let's begin with our warm-up. We're gonna go 2 rounds through 20 and 15 calories on your choice of row, bike, or ski. And then I want you to get a PVC pipe and a barbell. On the first round, do a PVC pipe, 8 reps of a hang muscle clean, right? So from the top of the knees, single hip extension, pull the bar all the way to your shoulders, mimicking the bar path, right? Working on that bar path of the clean. So main thing on the muscle clean is I am not pulling back underneath to catch it in the power position. My feet don't move and my knees flex or extend one time, right? They do not rebend and then stand back up. That's the difference between the muscle clean and the power clean or the squat clean, all right? Next is gonna be Cossack squat. You can do these, the basic version of the Cossack squat, where you're just going all the way down into the stretching position like that with no weight. You could add weight to these if you want to. Adding a little bit of weight actually makes the balance portion of this easier. It does make you have to lift more weight on the way back up, but it can make your balance a little bit easier. Or you can use a piece of the rig like so and just stretch and take some weight off of you. This is not meant to be a strength training movement, right? It's just meant to be a good stretching movement and prep the hips and the hamstrings, okay? Next one is a bat wing hold, and that is for upper back and posture. Very lightweight on this, like 3, 5, 10 pounds in each hand, and I'm face down on the bench with my feet on the ground, and I'm just pulling my dumbbells as tightly to my upper back as I can, arching away from that bench and just holding steady for 20 seconds, right? You should feel all the posture muscles up in the upper back, the neck, behind the shoulders, all of those should be super, super tight and engaged for 20 seconds. You can do these with empty hands and still get a lot out of it if you just recruit all those muscles and really squeeze your shoulder blades together, okay? That will be the warm-up. When we get into the workout, all you need is your bar. Because we're gonna do a barbell EMOM, and then after the barbell EMOM, we will shift to our loaded back squats in the rack, okay? So the barbell EMOM, every minute on the minute, is gonna be 12 minutes long. The first 4 minutes are just drills, so keep it light, empty bar, maybe 5s, maybe 10s at the most, but don't slap on the 45s or even the 25s on this one when we go through our drill set, because the rep count is a little bit higher, so I want you to keep the weight lighter so that you don't get fatigued or winded before we go into the actual weightlifting part of it. When we get to the weightlifting part of it, I have a cap at 80%, right? Even though we go down to relatively heavy singles, we want to keep these fast and light, okay? So the goal is quickness and working on speed under the bar, working on good body position at a relatively challenging weight, which would be at 80% weight at the top, okay? So here's the drill set. It's going to be 3 reps, 3 exercises, so a total of 9 in 1 minute. The first one is just a hang clean pull, right? So from the hang position, hips extend and I shrug. My elbows stay straight the whole time. It can even help to like flex your triceps and keep your elbows just absolutely rigid. And the goal there is to feel that transfer of momentum from the hips to the shoulders, right? I want that thing to shove my shoulder blades or my shoulders up into my ears with the momentum that I generate from the extension of my hips, right? The next one is a hip clean. So a hip clean involves just the tiniest little bend of the knees, right? And again, the weight is light, so we're focusing on the top position and finishing the hip extension. So I've got to just barely bend my knees and then hips into the bar and catch it, right? I just demonstrated a hip clean to a squat position, right? But you can be power clean, you could be squat clean, either one of those is fine. And then after our third hip clean, right, let's say a power clean, now I'm just gonna do 3 reps of a front squat, 2, 1, 2, 3, okay? And that is our drill sequence. When we get to the workout, I have power cleans listed as the work movement for today. So we'll start from the ground, 3, 2, 1, go. I perform 1 rep of the power clean, 2 reps of the power clean, 3 reps of the power clean, whatever the rep sequence is, or in that 8-minute block. Try to add a little bit of weight every time, but start with 80% in mind and work your way backwards down to that first set of 3, okay? Every minute on the minute, for 3 reps even, it can be taxing metabolically, right? So just think about that. Don't go gigantic jumps on the 3s or even on the 2s, or you won't get to where you want to get on the 1s. That's it for the cleans. Next, we're gonna put the bars in the rack. We're doing our back squats. So that is our loaded squat with the bar behind the neck, supported on the traps, taking that big step back. Hips hinge first, all the way back and down till the pockets are below the knees or crease of the hip below the top of the knees, and then extend and stand tall every rep. When we do these lower rep, higher weight sets, make sure you are breathing every single rep and setting up every single rep. It should not be like a jackhammer going up and down. It should be 2 individual reps that are each separate from one another, but don't put the bar back in the rack, all right? So it's one after the other. 5 sets, I'm sorry, I have 6 sets of 2, but I have some programmed warm up in there. So the real work sets are number 4, 5, and 6, right? It's at 89, 92, and 95%. For your doubles, and this should give you a really good feel for what your singles will be next week, okay? All right, that is it for this Monday. Hope you have a great one, and I'll see you on Tuesday.